So the next major concepts with respect to the object oriented is interfaces in Java. Okay. So the interfaces in Java are basically the concept of abstraction, where abstraction can be achieved with the help of abstract classes and as well as with respect to the interfaces. Okay. Now, is interface is a class? Interface is not a class. It is a blueprint with respect to an interface. For example, an interface in Java is a blueprint of a class. Okay, and it is used to achieve abstraction and multiple inheritance in Java. Okay, interfaces define what a class should do, but not how does it. So those are called as an interfaces. So now, how to create an interface? Let us see how to create an interface. Okay, so this is how we create a class, right? We try to declare a keyword class and then we try to declare a particular name to that. Now let us see how to create an interface. So just come to the package explorer, right click on the package, click on new, and here click on interface. And here we have to provide the name as, let me try to provide the name as calculator. Okay, this is the name. Calculator is the name that I'm giving to an interface and I'm trying to finish. This is how we create an interface. We create an interface with the help of reserved keyword interface, and then we have given the name to that interface. This is how we create interfaces in Java. How do we create a class? We create a class like class name, and open close. So that is how we create a class. How to create an interface and a name. This is how we create an interface in Java. Okay. Now let us try to create some methods. Before that, let us try to see what are the key features of interface. Okay, declared using the interface keyword. Have we declared using the interface keyword? Yes, we have declared. All methods are public and abstract by default. By default, whatever the methods you will be providing, it will be by default public. For example, like this. See, here if you see with the abstract class, we created one method. We created one method abstract and we defined explicitly as public. But in the case of interface, even if you are not declaring a particular method as public, it is by default public. For example, like this, void add. It is by default public, even though you don't write. Okay. So all the methods that are declared inside an interface are by default public, abstract. Okay, and it will contain only abstract methods. There is upper versions of Java which support even concrete methods. Okay, but to understand with the interface, let us consider that interface contains only abstract methods, whereas abstract class contain both. It contain abstract methods and non-abstract methods, whereas interface contains only abstract methods. Void subtract, only abstract methods where there will be no body, and whatever the variables that we will be declaring in the case of an interface will be by default final. This is how we create an interface. Okay, we have created a method variable, we have created abstract methods. Now for example, if we want to achieve the definitions for the unimplemented methods in calculator, then a class should implement this particular interface. For example, I'll go to demo string, I'll try to remove this extend, I will try to remove all other details. Now it is normal class, that we have. Now let me try to implement. So the class, an abstract class, can be extended. An interface should be implemented. So we make use of keyword implements. Implement what? Implement calculator interface, like this. Okay, so like this we have to implement an interface. Class we should extend. Whenever we are trying to extend an abstract class, we have to make use of extends keyword. Whenever we are trying to implement an interface, we have to make use of implements keyword. And whatever the class that is implementing an interface should provide the definition for the unimplemented methods in an interface. Here we will be trying to declare those particular implementation. For example, add addition of two variables, like this. Subtract subtraction of two variables. Who is providing the implementation for the unimplemented methods? A class is providing, right? A class is providing. So this is the basic concept with respect to the interface. Interface is created with the help of interface keyword, and we'll be creating a name. Whatever the methods that will be declared inside an interface will be by default public, and whatever the variables that will be declared inside an interface will be by default final. And whatever the class that is implementing an interface should make use of implements keyword and should provide the implementation for the unimplemented methods. Now let us see whether the variable that we have declared int of a is final or what. A is equals to 50. See, it will give me a compile time error because the variables that are declared as final cannot be reinstantiated or cannot be assigned with a new value. As by default the variables that are declared inside an interface are final, due to which the implementing class cannot change those values. They have to use as it is whatever the interface is providing. That is a limitation. Okay. Now to compare between abstract class and interfaces, an abstract class is a class that contains concrete methods and as well as abstract methods, whereas an interface contains only abstract methods. The variables that are declared inside an abstract class need not be final by default. It can be non-final variable. Whereas with respect to the interface, the variables that are declared inside an interface are by default final. An abstract class can have a constructor. In Java. Parent, I'm trying to create a constructor like this. He can have a constructor, whereas interface cannot have a constructor. Okay, and the class that is extending the abstract class should make use of extends keyword, and a class that is implementing the interface should make use of implements keyword. And whatever the methods that are declared as abstract should provide the implementation. And we can make use of interfaces in order to achieve multiple inheritance. What is multiple inheritance? I will show you. Let me try to create one more interface. Right click, new interface, and let me try to create it as fractions. Okay, and let me try to create one particular method, public void fraction, like this. One method I created. Now let me try to create one more interface, a new interface. Let me try to give it as factorial. Okay, finish. So here I'll try to create one method. One method will be like public void get factorial of two numbers. Get factorial. Let me get it very simple. Get factorial. Now, how to create multiple inheritance? Let me go to calculator, and here I'll try to extend. Whenever a interface inherit other interface, at that time we go with extends. Okay, and here it is fractions factorial comma fractions, like this. Are we trying to achieve multiple inheritance? One interface implementing other two, right? But this kind of multiple inheritance is not possible with respect to classes. For example, like this. Here it is implementing one class calculator. Okay, let me try to give one more class like comma calculator, like this. This is we are trying to, oh sorry, this is implement, guys, 1 minute. Extend demo string comma parent, like this. We cannot inherit two classes. We cannot do multiple inheritance with the help of classes in Java, which is possible with the help of interfaces, as we have done here. Now, what all methods the calculator interface has? It has the methods of factorial, it has the methods of fractions. So whatever class that is implementing this particular interface calculator should provide the implementation for all other interfaces, like this. Are we trying to provide the implementation for calculator interface? Yes. Now what does the calculator interface has? Add and subtract method. Do we have that? Yes, we have add and subtract method. Okay. Now what are all the methods the fractions and factorial has? Those methods should also be implemented by the class which is implementing that particular interface, where multiple inheritance of interfaces are achieved. Okay, so one more difference with respect to abstract classes and interfaces is abstract class cannot be used for multiple inheritance, whereas interfaces can be used for multiple inheritance. Okay, so these are interfaces. Now again same, it is the same usage with respect to interface. For example, you don't know how to implement add and subtract or any other method at this stage. You will be knowing somewhere in the future. So what you will do, you will create an interface and you will keep. Whenever you are clear, okay, I need to provide an implementation for this particular method, you implement that interface and use it. That is the usage with respect to interfaces. Okay, so declared using the interface keyword. Okay, all methods are public and abstract, right? Interfaces cannot have constructor, that also we saw. A class implements an interface, not extends it, that also we saw. A class can implement multiple interfaces, that also we saw, right? So this is the major concept with respect to abstraction. The abstraction can be achieved with the help of abstract classes and interfaces. Now suppose if you are seeing this particular class, that is demo string, do you know how the calculator interface is implemented? We don't know, right? So we are providing our own implementation. So that is how the abstraction is achieved. Clear? So this is the major OOPS concepts of Java with respect to abstraction, which consists of abstract classes and interfaces.